Hello, kings and queens. So today I want to talk about relationships and relating in relationships. And the reason I want to talk about that because a lot of people are in relationships or are contemplating relationships, but a lot of times we're not relating in our relationship. So I want to ask that question. Are you relating in your relationship, or are you just existing? And what I mean by relating is, are you connecting with the person that you're in the relationship with? Is there a connection somehow? Because to relate means to connect with. A relationship is a connection, whether it be by blood or whether it just be a mutual connection by love, or some form of intense lust that can turn into love, where if you're just existing, you're there for a purpose, you're there for the present moment, for whatever use you may be. So are we relating in our relationship? Because a lot of times relationships don't last because we're not relating. We're not connected to the person that we are in the relationship with. We're just existing in that relationship, and we're just being used for that purpose. So a lot of times we have a lot of wasted time committing ourselves to someone that's not fully committed to us. So when going into a relationship, you really got to evaluate am I going into this relationship for a purpose? Are me and this person on the same level? Are we mutually coming into this relationship? Or am I working harder than this person? Is this person really aligned with what God has said is the person for me? Because a lot of times when we get into relationships, we're not getting into relationships that are aligned for us, that this person is not aligned with our goals or what we have planned for our future. So a lot of times we get into these relationships out of convenience because of we're lonely. We want to be with someone. And that's not helping us in the end. A lot of times we need to really work and focus on what it is we want to get out of this relationship, and what it is that God has aligned for us, whether it's with or without the person that we are getting into the relationship with. And we got to be mindful when we step into these relationships too. Is this a person that we can see ourselves with long term? Is this person bringing forth the qualities that we are really looking for? A lot of times this person is not bringing towards the qualities, whether it be us queens looking for the king or us kings looking for a queen. Sometimes we get caught up into what society says is for us. And a lot of times what society says is for us is not for us. A lot of times society dictate what they feel we think we might want to see. And a lot of times we get caught up into the outer appearance or the outer shell of a person, and we don't get to know the person internally. And when we don't get to know the person internally, we're pretty much falling in love with that outer shell and not falling in love with who that person really is. And when we do find out who that person really is, we find out that that person is not the one for us, and we're not aligned with that person. We're not connected. We're not relating to that person. And so a lot of times we're in that relationship for convenience, we're settling, or we just exist and we're there for a purpose. And we find ourselves continuing to just stick there because we've got all this built up wasted time. So instead of going and finding someone that's aligned with us, or allowing God to send us the one that's aligned with us, we continue to be complacent, and we continue to stay there, and we continue to be unhappy, and then it's more wasted time in our lives. So what I say to you is, when you're searching for a partner or that person that is aligned with you, make sure they're bringing forth the qualities, and make sure you're not just looking at what society says is right for us, because that those looks can change, that body can change. So if you find for our queens, if you find a guy that has all the qualities but there's something lacking, maybe it's a physical lack, or maybe it may be a lack in appearance or dressing or something like that. Those are things that can be fixed and that can be tailored to your liking, and so forth with the men. If you find a woman that's beautiful and is bringing all the qualities that you like to the table, but she may struggle a little bit with her weight and things, if you're a person that work out, you can get her to work out with you. So those are things that can be tailored. Those are things that can be worked on and that can get to where you want it to be, as well as vice versa. You can have a woman that the outer shell is the bomb, and she got the butts and the boobs and everything that you want, but when she gets older, or when she age, that those things can go. So just remember, when you're out there looking and you're looking at all these outer shells and not the inner shell as well, and you're looking at all these things this person has to bring to the table, all the materialistic things and all that, just like you're looking, others are looking. So there may be some problems. There may be some problems. So find that person that's mutually aligned with what your goals are, and that you can see yourself growing with and being with for a long time. And, really think about what you can do without, because a lot of times when we're looking for our mate, we have this long list of, oh, they got to have this, they got to have that, they got to have this. But what things are the core importance for you, and then what things can be worked on and that you can build up, because no matter who you are with, they're going to lack in some area, some form of area. So what area are you willing to work on? Is the appearance? Is it the dress? Is it the, because you want to get a person that you can see yourself with a long time, because a lot of times we have a lot of pent up, wasted time that we've invested in someone and that we fixed up for the next person to come and enjoy, because we've built that person to be supposedly what we thought we wanted them to be, but still they're not the person for us. And you build them up, and then they move on to the next person because, right, they were just using you. You were just existing at the time. They were just using you for that moment, for that purpose. So begin to relate in your relationship. Make sure that you are relating. Make sure you have that connectedness with the person that you are dating or that you are considering, versus just existing. Make sure this person is aligned with what you have in mind and what your goals are, and make sure you guys are on the same page. Make sure your goals are common, and that you're not working towards something that this person is not working towards, because a lot of times it causes anger and frustration, and you don't want to carry that into the next relationship. So I hope I was able to help someone and guide someone through the process of relating in your relationship and finding that true love, and making sure that you're not just existing. Take care, enjoy your day, and God bless.